Hello everyone, so welcome back to my channel Professor Analytics. I know it's been a while and you guys have been waiting a lot, so sorry for that. And thank you for supporting as always. And if you are new to the channel, then do subscribe and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. So this particular video, we'll be dealing with, we'll be learning about the roadmap which you should take to become a BI specialist like me. Or this video is also meant for the people who are just starting their career, want to work, who want to go in data analytics domain, or those who are working in an IT industry and just want a career change to BI domain or in data engineering side. So then this particular video is for you. So I hope you guys are excited by now. So let's get started. So the first thing which you should learn when you're starting your journey with data analytics is Microsoft Excel, because Microsoft Excel is like God to corporate world, you can say. I'm not wrong. You can ask anyone, so they will say that some of the work is gone in Excel. Okay, so in Microsoft Excel also you should be familiar with not all the things. Microsoft Excel is very huge, if you see from the depth, so it will be very huge. But to become a data analyst or to become a BI specialist, you should know basic Excel, basic to intermediate Excel, I would say. So in the Excel sheet, you should know how to do conditional formatting, how to do VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, and how to write a simple formulas. Okay, so once you're familiar with that, then I would suggest you to deep dive into pivot tables, because whenever you're getting a data, if you're getting any business problem and you're getting in data, so the pivot tables are the best to analyze your data, what are the dimensions and what are the measures in your particular data set, and you to make a business sense out of it. For example, if you have an Apple data set, okay, so in Apple data set you contains the details of different games. Okay, and one column is there which shows the category, suppose these are the free games or these are the paid games. So if you want to analyze how many percentage or how many percentage of the games are free or paid, and how many genre of different apps are there, there might be studying apps, there might be playing games app, there might be music apps, right? So what are the genre and what are the customers, how many customers are deep diving into that particular apps area, are interested in that particular area. So if you start from this scratch and you analyze your Excel sheet with using some business sense and the basic knowledge of Excel sheet, then it would help a lot, right? So once you're familiar with all the Excel terminologies and you are familiar with all the pivot tables conditional formatting, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, horizontal lookup, so these all things when you're familiar with, or if you want to deep dive into, you can also learn about macros. You can also learn about the macros. I'm not telling to deep dive into advanced macros, but you can learn how to record a macros. So with the help of macros, you can automate the task. Suppose if you are getting a flag files in your particular industry, if you're getting in your project and you are updating it every weekly, you are getting a new file. So instead of manually copy pasting the files, you can have macros to automate the process. So that time macro become handy, or become an automated advancement that Excel offers. But it is not compulsory to learn about it, but only the major thing I would suggest you is I will just list down. So once is the formulas, the basic formulas, how to implement in Excel. So once you're familiar with the basic Excel formulas, you should know about conditional formatting, because if you are getting suppose there are millions number of record, right? Or if you want to analyze one particular column is there, okay, that contains the details of price of particular iPhones, suppose, okay, because iPhones is now Amazon is also selling iPhone now, to have every home should have an iPhone, so a big discount is going on. So if you want to analyze how many customers are there whose budget are greater than 50,000, okay, and you have the data set with you. So instead of going manually, because if you have million records, you can use conditional formatting to write in condition. You can even condition if the salary is greater than equal to 50,000, then it will highlight in simple color. So that time conditional formatting helps when you have a million rows of data. Okay, so once you're familiar with conditional formatting, pivot tables, and all this basic concept, then comes the next part. So once you're familiar with Excel sheet and you have learned it, so what you can do is you can take a sample data set from the kaggle.com and you can practice do your own analysis with pivot tables, try to analyze about a data set and try to find out some answer from it. Suppose if you're taking the data set of COVID-19, so try to find out what are the percentage of users are affected by COVID-19, which countries are affected, how much COVID is prevailing in other parts of the country as compared to India. So this kind of question, if you try to solve with the existing data set that is present in Kaggle or any other website, Makeover Monday is a website, and Workout Wednesday is also a website, which I'll be suggesting you at the last of the video. So you can practice from that. That will be an add-on. So if you work on that. So once you're familiar with Excel, then the second thing comes is like most of the data is stored in a database, right? Like old companies or the previous companies which are working. So most of the companies like work in a database. So that is like Microsoft SQL Server or MySQL, all the things like it takes one simple language, SQL. Okay, so you should be familiar with SQL. So in SQL also, like I will not tell you to like deep dive into SQL because like it is a very vast topic to learn. Okay, so if you're starting with SQL, you should know the basic statement, like how to write select command, how to write where clause, how to write operators, different operators. Okay, so once you're familiar with all these things, basic things, then you should jump into like what do you mean by union and union all. So you should know the basic difference about this. This can also be asked in an interview if you are preparing for anyone. So once you're familiar with this concept and the joins, mostly I forgot that, sorry. So joins, like because like most of the like business problem like involves joins and unions in that. So if you know the basic concept of joins, like what are different kinds of joins, like and how to do it, so it will be very helpful like in SQL as well as in the BI domain. Like if you're learning any BI tool like Tableau, Power BI or ClickSense, and it also will be helpful if you know the concept. So once you're familiar with like all this joins and like different basic statements, how to write from clause, where clause, how to write operators, percentage and all. Okay, so after that you should jump into like learning about the rank function, because rank functions are mostly used in an industry, like to find like what is rank dense and dense, rank and rank dense functions. So these two are the most important functions that are used in an industry. So you should know the like basic functionality, what it does, and the basic syntax if you remember, but it is not necessary you should remember all the syntaxes, because like that's why we have MySQL and SQL Server documentation in the net, right? So you should just know the concept. So if you know the concept, you will be able to apply it. Okay, so once you're familiar with like this SQL and Microsoft Excel, so the two stages you have crossed, right? So now you have reached the final stage. So the final stage comes is like you should know about any BI tool. So whether you are learning Tableau, which is my personal favorite, so and the other one is like Power BI, which is like many one's favorite. Like most of the people like that because it is very easy to learn. I'm not kidding, it is very easy to learn, but that is my like personal thinking. Okay, you should not say like Power BI is also good because like it is world leading, Microsoft is leading. Like if you see the Gartner chart, so the Microsoft Power BI is the leading in BI domain, and it is because like it has so many functionality to it, and it is a Microsoft product eventually. So we can use it as a PPT, and we can also like live. I think now like Power BI has launched the functionality like we can interactive chart we can add into PPT. So that is not in Tableau as of now, but like this is just a personal preference. Like I like Tableau most. So any tool is necessary. Like if you know Tableau or Power BI, all the tools are same. Only thing is like the concept is same. Like only the interface is different. Like how to operate it, how to like create a visualization, how to think like which kind of visualization should be suitable for this particular scenario. So that is the one thing. Like you should know about the different kinds of charts like that are there. So when do we use line chart? Like suppose line chart is there, so line chart is used to like to tell the time series data, or if you want to compare any two things like how Samsung and Apple are comparing in the market, so at that time use line chart. So these are the different scenario. I'm just giving an example. So like suppose if you want to use a Gantt chart, so when do we use Gantt chart? So if you are a fresher, so you might be not knowing like when you use Gantt chart, but if you are a business professional, or you have learned data analytics from any other site or any other YouTube channel, or you have bought any millions of courses, so you will be learning like when you should do Gantt chart. So basically like if you are working in an IT industry, so you should know like Gantt chart is used mostly for like telling the timeline of a project like you're working in. So that kind of simple thing you should know, like, and how to develop a chart. Like suppose like if you are working in Tableau and you want to create a donut chart, so in Tableau like it is not pre-built, but in Power BI it is pre-built. So you should know the basic functionality like what are dimension, what are measures, how we can use dimension and measures to create a donut chart, what kind of calculations we have to do, what will happen if we do this kind of calculation in Tableau. So these are the small questions that you should ask when you're learning a tool. So once you're familiar with the tool, when you have learned Tableau or Power BI or ClickSense, any other tool, which a BI tool you have learned, MicroStrategy also, MicroStrategy also you can learn, but that is an old tool, that is an advanced tool, like that is very good tool, but like it is only limited to certain industry. Like in the banking industry, like mostly people use MicroStrategy. Pharma industry also people use, but like it is expensive to the companies, so some of the company uses. So these kind of BI tools, if you're familiar with, so if you learn the basic concept of the tool and you have use your concept in applying in that particular tool, then you should move on to the fourth stage. So what does fourth stage means? So the fourth stage is like you need to apply the business sense and you need to apply your knowledge. Like you have learned BI tool, you have learned SQL, you have learned Excel, but you have not implemented it, right? So when you have learned all these things, then what you can do is like there are different websites. Like I will just tell you, one is Makeover Monday, which gives you like weekly challenges of Tableau, like weekly challenges of data visualization, I would say. You can use any tool like Power BI, Tableau or Click, and you can use that data set and you need to try to find out some solution in the business problem. Like suppose like nowadays like some challenge was there, challenge was going on, like how business were affected in the Ukraine war. So that kind of data set you can explore. So that will help you to understand like which kind of chart you should use. The first thing. The second thing is like you will know like what is the business sense you are dealing, like what type of answer you will try to find out using the data set. So that will test your knowledge and that will also enhance your problem solving skills. So that is a plus point. So there are Makeover Monday, Workout Wednesday, and like for SQL zoo.net, 3 websites are there. So you can try these 3 things. You can just practice it like SQL and Tableau or Power BI, any BI tool. So once you are perfect in that, so then you should jump into kaggle.com. So in the Kaggle, you know, like it is a big data enthusiast, big community. So in that also you get like various kind of data set. So suppose like if you're interested in video games or in PlayStation, something like that, so you can just type in PlayStation or PS4 games. So mostly like people post data set there or post business problem there. So you can take the business problem to the industry which you like. Suppose like if you are working in a pharma domain and if you like to work in pharma, if you have certain knowledge of pharma domain, so you can take a data set for pharma. If you work COVID-19 or some vaccine are there, like so how the vaccines are now gradually like increasing the production rate and how much vaccine is helping the people, those who are suffering from COVID. So these all kind of business problem you can take from the website and you can try practicing it. So once you have done that, like if you have learned about if you have learned the basic tool like Microsoft Excel, you have learned the database that is SQL, and then you have learned the Power BI tool, one BI tool, Power BI or Tableau. So then what happens is like you have streamlined your flow, like you have streamlined your path of study, like how you have studied, right? So like if you take any other part, like suppose like if I take Tableau first, if I learn Tableau first and I don't know about SQL, so then it can cause a problem. I will tell you one simple example. Like suppose like if you're learning Tableau, okay, and you are doing relationship and joins in that, but you don't know the basic concept of relationship and joins. That is like from the SQL it comes, from the database it comes, okay. So if you don't know the basic concept and you are directly jumping into Tableau, so you might be able to learn Tableau, you might become proficient in Tableau, but like the basic, like which is like lying between the essence, so that you will be not able to grasp, and that will be very useful like when you're working in an industry. So like simple concepts are used like to solve a business problem. So if you are familiar with the basic concept, I would say, and the BI domain and the Excel, because Excel, I told you, it's a god in corporate world, if you accept it or not, but it is a god, okay. So after you streamline your flow, so then it will be easy for you. So this is the perfect path you can take if you are looking for an opportunity in BI domain, or if you are learning Tableau. And so I'll be posting different videos in other domain also. So if you want any other roadmap to be discussed, like you want learning, if you're learning anything, or if you want me to make any particular video about like what are the website we can take, if you want to show a live demo of the website or something like that, so you can put your comments in the comment section. So I'll be happy to make up another video on that. So thank you for watching this video as always. So see you soon in the next video. And for those who have not subscribed, please subscribe, as it helped me a lot. And thank you for all the subscribers, those who are subscribing me and are watching me continuously and was waiting for this particular video to like pop out. So I'm very happy that you guys are here to watch me. So see you soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye, and very happy Diwali, like belated Diwali to all the subscribers and the non-subscribers, those who are not subscribing but are my friends. So yeah, bye bye.